And here we are with syncopation. As you see in the middle there's a curved line above two quarter notes going over the measure. That's basically what we're going to be looking at. And that curvy line is called a tie, and it basically connects two notes. But let's get back to syncopation. In advertising, they stop the normal flow of presentation with what is called a pattern interrupt. It's kind of like that. Syncopation is basically accentuation at an unexpected time. If I count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and you pretty much know where the accent falls. It falls naturally on beats 1 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And if I throw a pattern interrupt in there, you might hear something like 1 and 2, bop, 3 and 4, bop, 1 and 2, bop, 3 and 4, bop. The history of Western music rhythm rests on the art of placing the right notes with the right accents. Sometimes you can try to accent on the upbeat, but it'll feel awkward at first. This is because you're trying to read it from a musical language that you're just learning. If you were to clap along with a tune or even play along, you could easily play what you can't read yet. So don't worry at first if the visuality of the notes don't line up with the reality of the beat. Just worry about counting even and accenting when you should. So for 1 minute, clap 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now accent, clap louder on 1 and 3. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now accent on the 2 and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gives you a different feel. Cut time is represented by what you might call a cent sign. It's like the 4/4 with a vertical slash down the middle. Cut time is actually 2/2 time. That's 2 beats per measure. And tell me what note gets the beat? What note gets 1 beat? Right you are. The half note. That's what that 2 means. Half note. Half note gets 1 beat. So here we are looking at cut time. There's that slash down the middle of the C. Looks like a cent sign. 1 and 2 and. Wait a minute. I thought whole notes were 4 beats. No. We didn't assign it 4 beats. Now we assigned it 2 beats. So the whole note is going to be only 2 beats long. 1 and 2 and. So what happens to the half notes? The half notes are now 1 beat each. And the quarter notes are going to be half a beat each. Look at that second quarter note down there. It's an and. And the fourth quarter note is another and. And look at the eighth notes. Those are now quarters of a beat each. 1 and is 1 beat now. So it takes 4 eighth notes to make 1 beat. Eighth note syncopation was used to craft a whole genre of jazz in and around the bebop era. Anyone who wants to hear great examples of syncopation should listen to great artists who formulated bebop. Charlie Parker, Dizzy Gillespie, Lenny Tristano all explored the possibilities of accenting notes in new ways never heard before, using new innovative harmonic and melodic devices as well. So for 2 minutes, I want you to practice this diagram on any note or any chord. You should count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, but you're going to be accenting those eighth notes below the accents. Okay, let's try that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to play that without counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a fun one. Get that rhythm down. Work on those eighth rests. So after the bebop and cool jazz eras, rock had taken over as the popular medium and was not dealing with the same sophisticated syncopation. Miles Davis, as a previous bebopper and cool jazzer, contrasted rock, rhythm and blues and jazz together, and it was later called fusion. At this point, syncopation was derived from 16th notes and their combinations. Tempos were slower, and the measures had more notes in them. Not all notes stay within the bar. Some stray over the bar into the next measure. That's what I was talking about at the beginning, the tie. To represent this on the staff, a connector called a tie is used. If you have a half note to be played on the fourth beat of a measure, the half note will not fit, because we're talking about the fourth beat of a 4/4 measure, and the fourth beat, being a quarter note, will only fit one quarter note. So we want to tie it over to the next measure to make it a half note. Observe. Any two notes can be tied over a bar line, and even within a measure. On the top line, there are two quarter notes tied within the measure. That's in the middle. This is very rare. It's more likely that you'll see eighth notes and 16th notes tied in the middle of measures, but we could use a half note instead of just tying that middle note. But look at the first two notes. After the three quarter rests, we have a tied quarter note to another tied quarter note. That's actually a two-beat note, but it's over the measure. So this would be played 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. The next line would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. Tied notes. We have a 5-beat note here on the bottom line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Two 5-beat notes because of the tie. All right, so you got a brief idea of what syncopation is. And then in the next section, we're going to take some excerpts from songs and see if we can play them. See you there.